from the Bryce Jordan Center on the campus of Penn State University, the Pennsylvania Cable Network presents the PIAA Class 3A Boys Basketball Championship. Our matchup, the Neumann Goretti Saints and the Colts of Chartiers Valley High School. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the nightcap of day number one, a matchup of a pair of 29-1 teams, Chartiers Valley and Neumann Goretti. My name is Bob McCool. My partner is Gary Sutton. Get yourselves ready. We are in for what we think could be a very interesting matchup between two teams who have found their way here to University Park by opposite ends of the state. Neumann Goretti out of the Philadelphia Catholic League, Chartiers Valley out of the WPIAL. Both are district champions. Chartiers Valley obviously out of District 7, and Neumann Goretti winning the District 12 championship to get their ultimate trip here to State College. And Gary Sutton will start with the Neumann Goretti Saints, a team that a lot of people figured was going to get here last year. Archbishop Carroll, their chief rival, changed that, and they got the state championship. Neumann Goretti gets their chance now. Carl Arrogal's team is ready to roll.
Carl Arrogal is in his 12th year, and he's just been an outstanding coach for this club. They've been ranked anywhere in the nation from 7th to 2nd, and in fact, their only loss of the year is to the team that most people think is number one in the nation, Yates High School out of Houston, who averages over 100 points a game. They lost that game 97-96 in Hawaii. This guy is the real deal. He's 270 and 72 overall, and a very, very calm character when he talks about his team. And when he talks about his team, he can be calm when he's got a guy like this, Tony Chenault, who averages 18.5 points a game. He was the PA Gatorade Player of the Year here in the state of Pennsylvania, and he is with a talented cast. He's going to Wake Forest next year, but he's got three other Division I recruits on the floor with him. An outstanding club that likes to get up and down the floor quickly, play hard defense, and score out of the turnovers they get on the other end very, very fast. And
here are the teams that fell in the wake of Neumann Goretti on the path here to State College. Easy victories in the first two rounds over Susquehanna Township and Holy Redeemer. And then the matchup they really wanted, which was a rematch game against Archbishop Carroll. That's the game they lost last year, and Carroll wins the championship. And then a team, the last unbeaten team in the state of Pennsylvania, falls to Neumann Goretti, and that was Eastern York in the semifinals to get Neumann Goretti here. As for Chartiers Valley, they got a guy like Gary Sutton just loves as their head coach. Nobody likes X's and O's better than Gary Sutton or Tim McConnell.
Well, Tim McConnell's a great head coach. He's been there for a long time right now. He's in his 17th year, and he's got a 396 and 93 record. Absolutely outstanding. And he knows how to coach the game. He coaches different ways to win games. He comes from pretty good pedigree, too. Susie McConnell-Serio, one of the people there who's related to him. She's over at Duquesne. Where this other guy we're going to talk about, TJ McConnell, is going to go next year. TJ McConnell, the fifth leading scorer in the history of Pennsylvania, averages 34.3 points a game. We saw him in Duquesne a couple of years ago when he was 5'8". He's now 6 feet, and he is knocking it down regularly. He leads a talented group that can spot up and shoot the three about as well as any team you're going to see in the state of Pennsylvania. They haven't lost to a Pennsylvania team either this year. They lost to Massillon Jackson out in Ohio in a tight game. But outside of that, 29-1, and they're on a roll right now coming into this one.
They are on a roll, and they've been rolling people in the process. They went north in the opening game to take on Erie Central Tech, won that game easily. Then they went west to beat an old rival in West Allegheny. Then they went east to beat York Suburban, and then they went back home to take on Hampton, the team they beat in the District 7 championship, and they took care of the Talbots again for the second time of the season to get here to the state final. Loving the conversations, as always, with the coaches before this basketball game. And here's what it boils down to in my mind, and it's maybe an oversimplification, but the first few minutes, I think both sides are valuing it a lot. For Carl Arrogal's side, he wants to know how the game's going to be officiated and what his kids are going to essentially be able to get away with from a physical standpoint. For Tim McConnell, he wants to make sure that the Goretti Saints don't get on a roll real quick.
Well, and Tim McConnell is ready to figure out how many different ways he can get a three off tonight. He's got people that can knock him down in a hurry, and he said he's willing to trade threes for twos, maybe a little lower percentage, but absorb it with good high threes, and they're used to shooting them all year long. On the other side, you've got a team that's like a wave coming at you, trying to hold that wave back all night long. You can't spot up on one guy like Chenault because you got so many other people out there that you got to play against. And as we said, 5 Division I recruits on the floor tonight out of 10 players. 50% ain't bad, and the rest of these guys go along with them are great players as well.
They absolutely are. It should be a very interesting matchup, and it could be a very interesting chess match as well. Both teams at 29-1, Chartiers Valley and Neumann Goretti. Let's meet them right now. Jeff Brown, our PA announcer here at the Bryce Jordan Center, will introduce you to the starters.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the PIAA and the Bryce Jordan Center, we thank you for your attendance and welcome you to the 2010 PIAA Class AAA Boys State Championship game between the Saints of Neumann Goretti High School and the Colts of Chartiers Valley High School. Now, let's meet the starting lineups. First for the visiting team, the District 12 AAA champs, the Saints of Neumann Goretti. At guard, a 6'2" senior, number 3, Tyreek Duran. At guard, a 6' senior, number 10, Mustafa Jones. At guard, a 6'2" senior, number 22, Tony Chenault. At forward, a 6'6" senior, number 23, Daniel Stewart. And at guard, a 5'9" junior, number 32, Lamine Fulton. The coach of the Saints is Carl Arigale. His assistants are John Moscow, Mark Del Bracco, Mike Casey, Don McGinley, Kevin Lauer, and Robert Taylor. The athletic director is Pat DePilla, the principal, Patricia C. Sticco. And now for the home team, the District 7 AAA champs, the Colts of Chartiers Valley High School. At guard, a 6'1" sophomore, number 5, Wayne Capers. At guard, a 5'11" junior, number 10, Steve Berta. At forward, a 6'3" junior, number 14, Matt Nozka. At guard, a 5'11" senior, number 24, Anthony Sersasimo. And at guard, a 6' senior, number 11, T.J. McConnell. The coach of Chartiers Valley is Tim McConnell, assisted by Sean Sherry, Kate Gannon, Shaylin McKean. The athletic director is Frank Volcano Jr., the principal, Dr. Terry Flynn. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise, remove your hats, as we honor America and those currently serving her with the singing of our national anthem by Joanna Ziegler from Berlin Brothers Valley High School. The colors are presented by the Marion Center High School Air Force Junior ROTC.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The officials for tonight's game, Jack Heater, Jim Barker, and Andy Donatelli.
We are set for the nightcap of the Day 1 AAA Championship, and here are the starting lineups. You'll see that there's not necessarily a whole lot of height on the floor. Tyreek Duran, Mustafa Jones, Tony Chenault, Daniel Stewart, Lamine Fulton, for Neumann Goretti. Chartiers Valley, Wayne Capers, Steve Berta, T.J. McConnell, Matt Nozka, and Sersasimo in the front five for Chartiers Valley. Nasik Nasca, at 6'3", is the tallest player out there for Chartiers Valley. Daniel Stewart at 6'6", clearly the tallest player on the floor, and great leaping ability as well. So that will certainly be a concern for the Colts to make sure that Daniel Stewart doesn't kill them on the offensive glass.
Did you talk about being able to shoot the three? Watch Nasca tonight, who had 8 threes in the semifinals, get into this tournament. So, I mean, these guys could knock it down for real. And as we said, 5 Division I recruits on the floor tonight. You talk about Jones from Hartford, Duran's going to LaSalle. We said Chenault's going to Wake Forest, Daniel Stewart's going to Ryder, and then, of course, TJ McConnell going to Duquesne. So you've got a wealth of talent out here tonight. And let's not forget the other 5 guys who helped get them here.
Absolutely. TJ McConnell, for what it's worth, averaging 34-plus points per game on the season. Nasca right behind him in terms of scoring average. I don't know about right behind him, but with 16 points per game, it's a pretty good average, but not in comparison to TJ McConnell. The Goretti Saints in the black uniforms will control the tap. Our officials, Jack Kiter, James Barker, and Andy Donatelli out of District 11. And the opening possession is Mustafa Jones burying a 3.
Well, it looked way too easy. Jones just kind of rising up easily and burying it, nothing but court.
Goretti will not hesitate to fire the 3s as well. Mustafa Jones averaging 9.5 points per game. He's also their best man-to-man defender. That is Wayne Capers with the basketball, takes it to the foul line. Now looks for help, dishes it back out top to Nasca. Nasca will fire a 3 on his own and buries it as well.
Did we mention Nasca had 8 in the semifinals? This guy can put it down in a hurry too. So matching 3s on either end to start us out.
And so we begin. Skip pass from one side, Chenault to Duran, who misses it. TJ McConnell clears it up, and the Colts will look for their first lead. Steve Berta with the basketball in between the circles. Gives it back to Nasca. That's where Nasca just drained the 3. Backdoor feed to McConnell. Had a little trouble delivering it. McConnell with a turnaround jumper, no good. Chenault clears the rebound, and he wants to run. Chenault doesn't have numbers. 1-on-4. The 4 comes to him, which leaves Jones open for 3. And Capers pulls away the rebound.
You know what I liked about Chenault, though? He pulled up, good jump stop, good control at the foul line. You don't want to go past there. Dishing off a good open shot.
And you see how good he is. The 4 defend, 2-on-4, and the 4 went to him.
That's right.
Nasca free again for 3. This one can't find the range. And the rebound is cleared away by Mustafa Jones. And here comes Chenault, this time with better numbers. A 3-on-2 in the lob, and home to Daniel Stewart.
Wow. And Jones with the assist.
They love the lob with Stewart, who can jump out of the gym, and Danny Stewart, who averages 13-plus points per game. As Gary said, he is headed to Ryder University. McConnell goes inside, has it partially blocked by Duran. Controls his own rebound. Nasca thought about the 3, decided not to. There's the backdoor cut. Berta for 2.
Just good, solid basketball, and a great gun from TJ outside to get it down.
Even it up at 5 apiece, our second tie of the basketball game. As the backdoor cut was open, outside shot this time is no good by Layman Fulton, and the rebound is cleared away by Nasca.
You can see Neumann Goretti is not afraid to come down and pop it to the 3 of himself.
DJ McConnell with a step back and then goes to the corner to Wayne Capers. Capers looks inside to McConnell, has it poked away and taken away by Tyreek Duran. Duran to Chenault, who will pull up in transition and buries another jump shot.
Oh man, Chenault just looking pure. Square shoulders, jump stop, straight up into the shot. Nothing but that.
Chartiers Valley back up on top by the deuce. There's a good look at Tim McConnell. As Gary said, in his 17th season, zeroing in on the 400 win mark, 396 and 93. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on about Tim McConnell. There's TJ, his son, coming up well short on his first shot of the game and trying to save it out of bounds. The Colts will run out of room as Nasca tried to save it. Excuse me, that was Sursasimo trying to save it. There you'll see him diving over the press row. Nice leap. He'll be on the track team in the spring. 7-5. Goretti on top. The Saints dump it down low to Stewart. Strong move inside, skip out pass. They'll kick it around the top. Outside jumper, in and out, no good by Chenault. And Wayne Capers clears up the rebound.
You know, they didn't get it, but they did a great job of getting the extra pass to get the open shot at the top of the key there, which was a foul in the backcourt.
That'll be Tyreek Duran with the reach-in foul. First foul of the basketball game. Is on the 6'2 senior, Tyreek Duran. Averages 14-plus points per game. He is headed to LaSalle.
You see Carl Aragale there a moment ago. Very calm guy, by the way. We talked to him before the game. On the other side, a little bit more intense, Tim McConnell, but he's been around the block a few times, too.
So you wouldn't be calm if you had 4 Division I kids in your starting lineup? Outside jumper for Nasca comes up well off the mark. Outside pass by Chenault, almost taken away by McConnell, but right back to Tony Chenault. Into the corner, Jones fakes the 3. He'll kick it out to Chenault. Lazy catch, and he almost turned it over. Duran goes inside to Charles' attention. Jones again for 3. And now all of a sudden, both sides go cold from beyond the arc. T.J. McConnell from one end to the other, off the glass, rolls it home for his first field goal.
Boy, what a little piece of French pastry there to make that English and get it down.
The third tie of the basketball game is T.J. McConnell's first field goal, as he goes from one end to the other with a basketball. Right back the other way, Fulton inside gets the friendly roll for his first field goal, puts Goretti right back up on top, 9-7.
Great first step, penetrating, jump stop, and then pop right up into it. Good fundamental move by Fulton.
T.J. McConnell again finds an opening, again goes inside, this time no good. The defensive presence of Daniel Stewart perhaps changing that. Chenault again wants to run. To Jones, Duran catch and taps it home. All 5 starters now for Neumann Goretti have scored, with Tyreek Duran joining the mix, and they are on top now by a 11-7 score. Stewart coming a long way from the basket to guard Nazga. Vernon will give it up to Sosimo, back out top to Capers. Nazga hit the first 3. A little weave at the top. Finding McConnell in the corner, double team comes to him. Kick out pass. Again, great patience by the Colts as Nazga goes in the paint, looks inside, forced it inside, and it's taken away. And Chenault, ahead of the pack, will lay it home for an easy 2.
Problem is, if we make a mistake against them, they release a guy every time. We call it cherry picking on the playground, but that's what it is, and they get out very quickly and anticipate.
6-0 run for the Neumann Goretti Saints, have them on top of Chartiers Valley 13-7. T.J. McConnell goes inside, no good, gets his own offensive rebound, and he'll go to the foul line. T.J. McConnell getting the job done on the offensive glass. We're going to take a break here at Penn State University when we come back to the Bryce Jordan Center with the boys AAA game. Neumann Goretti on top of Chartiers Valley 13-7. Carl Arregale instructing his team in the huddle, who's on a 6-0 run right now. The Neumann and Goretti Saints out of the Philadelphia Catholic League, District 12 champions. They beat Dobbins Tech in the District 12 championship. They blew them out 75-44. The Chartiers Valley Colts winning their 5th WPIAL championship by beating Hampton by a score of 63-50. And the Saints on top right now, 13-7.
Something early that really becomes a theme to this game. It stands out on both sides. Both teams are outstanding passing teams. They may be the best teams we've seen in the tournament so far as passing the basketball. And you watch them, like, they reverse the ball well, they're unselfish, they make the extra pass. You love to see that kind of thing on basketball teams.
Raymond Fulton was called for the foul for the Saints, sending T.J. McConnell to foul line, where he's an 80+% foul shooter. What would you expect from a pure shooter? And he comes up empty. But T.J. McConnell off to a little bit of a slow start in this basketball game. He's got just 1 bucket, and it was on a sweet drive to the hole, and he goes 0 for 2 at the foul line. And the rebound is cleared away by Tyreek Duran, and the Saints want to push. Opposite side, outside jumper by Fulton, well off the mark, and T.J. McConnell runs down the long rebound.
What you're seeing here is Neumann Goretti comes down, takes the first good look they've got. On the other side, you got Chartiers Valley really trying to work their offense for 3s on the outside. A lot of screens, a lot of backdoors.
There's the backdoor to McConnell with the reverse layup, no good. And the rebound is won by Tyreek Duran. McConnell still can't get on track right now offensively. Chenault tries to go through a double team, and McConnell picked his pocket. T.J. McConnell with a great back feed to Capers, has it stripped from behind, and Chenault on the floor with the basketball, stepped over the end line. It'll stay Chartiers Valley basketball.
Tell you what, you're not going to see Chenault get his pocket picked very often, and McConnell stepped right in there and played him off the right hand as he tried to cross it.
So the Colts will inbound. See, he switched defensively, and there's a steal on the inbound by Tyreek Duran. Duran comes up with the ball in his hands again, running a 3-on-1. Stewart slams it hard off the rim, and it ultimately leads on a 3-on-1 break the other way. McConnell, the Capers, who goes up the hole and will go to the foul line. Blocking foul going to be called on Neumann Goretti as Capers hits the deck and hard. And Wayne Capers, who happens to be the quarterback on the football team, suffered a really serious foot injury in week 4 and only came back to playing basketball. This is his 7th game of the season. It'll be a 2-shot foul coming up as Wayne Capers goes to the line.
And a second foul on Fulton here in the quarter so far, so You may see him head over to the Goretti bench here very shortly.
Well, we asked Carl Arroyo, actually I asked him, I said, can I assume that Mustafa Jones, the guy they consider to be their top defender, would get TJ McConnell, and he said you could assume it, but you'd be wrong. They put Layman Fulton on him. Now Fulton picks up the second foul. The last trip down the floor, Mustafa Jones was on TJ McConnell. Wayne Capers to the foul line. There is Derek Stewart, the younger brother of Daniel Stewart, checking the game. He is a 6'5" sophomore. So the two twin Stewart towers, if you will, a senior Daniel and sophomore Derek into the game now for Neumann Goretti.
I mentioned Capers, the son of the wide receiver from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wayne Capers, senior. Played for the Steelers back in the 80s. His son Wayne is an outstanding football prospect and a pretty good basketball player as well.
Zone look here from Chartiers Valley.
Goretti will be patient with the basketball. They're not just an up and down the floor team. Mustafa Jones with a long three, right back in the corner where he started the game.
So how do we attack this zone? Let me knock my second three down. I just reverse the basketball, wide open shot in the corner.
We approach 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. Neumann Goretti's now doubled up the Colts at 16-8. Chartiers Valley needs a bucket here and they turn it over. One more turnover for Chartiers Valley. And right back comes Chenault to the glass for two more.
You turn it over against this team and you know you're going to get run on the other end. You better get back quickly. And a quick timeout here by TJ McConnell's uncle.
There we go. There's the outlet pass. Duran to Chenault. And Chenault takes it to the glass for the easy two. And Tim McConnell decides he has seen it enough early on as his team now has fallen into an 18-8 hole. And so he's got to figure out a way of what he wants to do. And it's what we talked about in the outset, Gary, that don't want to let this Neumann Goretti team get up and down the floor, but you got to take care of the basketball.
You've got to value your possession, and you cannot make quick passes. You've got to make the easy pass against this team. They make you pay every time you make a mistake. We talked to Tim McConnell before the game tonight, and he said, so we're going to have to play a perfect game against these guys. He said, we can't go out there and be throwing the ball around. Well, his worst nightmare here is they're doing exactly that right now. I think it's got to settle down. It's 18-8, but you need to make sure that you value the possession, and when you have it, they don't. That's the main way you got to kind of look at it. Very simple.
Just like we had in the Class A game this afternoon, we have a father-son coaching player combination. Wynn Palmer, Tyler Palmer for Sewickley Academy, and Tim McConnell and TJ McConnell here for Chartiers Valley. So Sasimo, you see the points in the paint. And Neumann Goretti, as we talked about, that's more of their transition game more than it is anything. I would assume the way Neumann Goretti has run the floor. And right now the Saints on a 11-1 run on top by 10.
And my correction, I had Tim McConnell's uncle. A little closer than that, his dad.
So Sasimo left alone at the left elbow, decides to skip out pass. Nazga hit the three to get this thing rolling for Chartiers Valley.
Now look, they're spreading it out a little bit more here, trying to get some good passing lanes. Now they're going to a weave. So again, you're making the pass too quickly.
Forced the pass along the sidelines to McConnell, and it was taken away by Mustafa Jones. Tony Chenault fouled back in the other way in transition. As Chartiers Valley gets called for its first foul of the basketball game.
What's happening here is Neumann Goretti has forced you into a negative transition game. Watch this, negative transition game. They're running forward, you're running backwards. Look at this, trying to recover, you can't do it against them.
They'll send Tony Chenault to the foul line to shoot two. Chenault averages 19 plus points per game. Again, he is signed to go to Wake Forest University as Billy Schenk will check into the game for a substitution, or second substitution, off the Goretti bench. Second foul shot by Chenault, also good. Tony Chenault now with 8, and the lead is 12 at 20-8.
See, the biggest number tonight for Chartiers Valley has got to be shooting percentage.
McConnell trying to up his shooting percentage again, offline on the drive to the bucket.
Your shooting percentage has to be in probably the low 50s tonight to beat a team like this.
And Neumann Goretti will turn it right back as Billy Schenk wanted to get it into the corner. He bounced it right off the chest of Tony Chenault. And so Neumann Goretti will turn it over just for the second time.
The problem is their numbers are going to be high because they're shooting in point blank a lot of times off transition.
McConnell to beat the buzzer, fires one off the glass. That'll do it. Great first 8 minutes of play for Neumann Goretti, and the Saints will take the lead at the end of one quarter of play. The boys AAA championship game. Our score: Neumann Goretti 20 and Chartiers Valley 8.
For over 25 years, PCN is proud to bring you exciting moments of Pennsylvania sports. From touchdowns to double plays to the butterfly stroke, PCN brings all the action right to you. PCN is a 501c3 nonprofit television network that receives no state or federal funding. Please consider a tax-deductible donation today. PCN is Pennsylvania Sports.
20-8, the Neumann Goretti Saints on top of the Chartiers Valley Colts. As the Colts got out to a good start, it was 7-7. And then the transition game of Neumann Goretti got it going as the Colts struggling to find the range in the offensive sets.
Well, 25% in the first quarter is not going to win, but they get a bucket here to start the second quarter very quickly. 53.3% in the first quarter for Neumann Goretti, but a good start here in the second quarter right away for Chartiers Valley off the inbounds play.
McConnell just 1 for 8 from the field in the first quarter, changes that to start and comes up with a steal to start things. So clearly whatever Dad said at the break at the end of the first quarter got Son on a roll, and there's a reach-in foul called on Tony Chenault.
TJ only 1 out of 8 from the field in the first quarter, not the kind of numbers that you're used to, so you know they're probably going to go up. You play the percentages.
McConnell coming into tonight's game, 2,372 points, at 6th all-time in the WPIAL, and he's got 4 so far. So he is right now tied for 5th place with Don Hennon, who scored those points for Wampum High School back in the mid-50s, played for his father, Butler. Butler Hennon coaching Wampum High School to a couple state championships, led ultimately to ones in 58 and 60 with the help of a guy by the name of Richie Allen.
And his brother Hank.
Wayne Capers left alone outside for a 3, and here come the Colts. And here's nearly a steal as Nazca almost took away the inbounds pass as Wayne Capers drains the 3 to pull Chartiers Valley to within 7 at 20-13.
More careful passes to start the second quarter here, though.
Long 3 by Mustafa Jones, and it's his 3rd 3 of the game.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mustafa Jones, the real deal. That's all he's got out there is 3 threes. I guess you'll take that, 9 points. And he's a standstill shooter, but I mean, nothing but that. He hasn't even hit the rim so far.
He is headed to Hartford University. Hartford, coached by former Temple assistant under John Chaney, Dan Leibowitz. Certainly he has come back to Philadelphia to find a prize jewel, perhaps, in Mustafa Jones. We said he's their best defensive player in a man-to-man. And he's got 3 threes to go along with it, so he can do a little bit more than guard. And that's what he's doing right now, guarding TJ McConnell.
They're spreading everybody out, just giving McConnell some room to work right here.
McConnell sees the switch, he goes inside. Stewart says not that far inside.
See what McConnell's doing out there. He's pulling the dribble back, pulling it back, trying to create space, keeping it wider, spacing, then trying to get this kind of thing. Great jump stop there, a better block.
Stewart swatting it into the seat, so the Colts will inbound. Now on a switch, they go to Duran. Chenault hedges out on him. Capers again going inside. Wayne Capers draws contact.
I like the move by Capers, going in hard to his left, then swinging it back to his right, trying to spin it in there. Drew the foul.
That's Tyreek Duran, and that's his second.
Capers returns, now gets his shoulders almost square. Almost gets the French pastry in there, but foul on the play.
Team foul number 5 against Neumann Goretti, sending Capers back to the foul line. Wayne Capers picking up the scoring slack. Again, this is his 7th game of the year playing the state championship game. They thought he was probably not going to help them out at all this year after that nasty foot injury in football season, and that happened in week number 4. Tim McConnell saying it was somewhat of a late Christmas present to get Wayne Capers back, and here he is now with 5 points in the quarter, 6 in the state championship game, and he's got Chartiers Valley back to within 8 at 23-15 as Stewart puts up a long-range shot. Chartiers Valley giving him those shots all day.
Now watch him try to spread again. Look how wide they are. Basically like a 1-4 flat or 1-4 box.
And a sweet spin move, but Stewart there to clean it away. Tim McConnell wanting a goaltending call on the other end, doesn't get it. Jones for 3 more. This one's off the line. Capers taps it to himself. Outlet pass up ahead, and Berta will lay it home.
Great transition, something they didn't get any of the first quarter, and right away, Neumann Goretti had a chance to answer coming back. Pass made a little too quickly and a turnover.
So the pace of the game picking up, and perhaps to the favor, surprising to some, if you don't know Chartiers Valley, that it's to the Colts' favor. But Neumann Goretti perhaps getting a little bit ahead of themselves, and they turn it over in transition. And now a chance for the Colts to climb a little closer. They trail by 6.
Watch again. You see different kind of sets. This time you're going to have the high set, stepping out.
McConnell thought about the three. Defense comes to him. There's the face of Stewart, who's already blocked 2 of his shots. Now he spins away, skip out pass, left alone in the corner, and Nazca drains it. That's correct, and that was Steve Berta with the 3. Berta with back-to-back field goals, and the Colts are within 3.
Draw the defense into you, then pick it opposite. The zone can't react that quickly.
Chenault sees an opening, takes it inside, missed the shot, and Sersasimo clears away the rebound. Here comes Chartiers Valley with a chance to cut it to 1 or tie it with the 3.
They've become much sharper on their passing this quarter. They're taking care of the basketball, and they're getting great shots out of their offense instead of rushing.
McConnell with a step-back 3, well off the mark, as TJ McConnell just can't find the range right now. And Berta and Capers combining to run down the ball in the corner, tip it out of bounds. It'll be Neumann Goretti basketball.
Well, TJ kind of took that shot. It was almost like, excuse me, instead of with some kind of determination.
He's trying to get himself going.
Yeah, and you know, great shooters, you know, sometimes they just shoot your way out of it.
Mustafa Jones to Derek Stewart in the corner for 2, drains it.
Well,
Derek Stewart with a long jumper.
Once again, the penetration, pull the defense in, and then kick it back out. And Stewart's showing you the big man can nail the 3 as well.
So the younger brother, Derek, with the field goal. He averages 6 a game. That's his first points. McConnell with a penetration inside, kick-out pass. Nazca with a long 3, no good. And the long rebound is controlled by Sersasimo. To Capers. Capers again attacking the glass, but can't roll it home. And Chartiers Valley working hard on the glass. Capers scores and he's fouled. Terrific work on the glass by the Chartiers Valley Colts. And inside of 4 minutes to go in the first half, Chartiers Valley climbs a little closer. It's a 25-22 game when we come back. That's a look that not everybody can wear. Trailing by 12 at the end of 1 quarter play, Chartiers Valley has cut it to within 3 and a chance to cut it even closer with Wayne Capers going to the line to finish off a 3-point play.
That's a Matt Nossick fan there, by the way. Number 14 in red.
Daniel Stewart was the one who was called for the foul. That was his first, the 6th on the Neumann Goretti Saints. It was a school that was actually a merger of 2 schools in 2004. The reason why they are called Neumann Goretti, because the boys' school was St. John Neumann, and the girls' school was St. Maria Goretti. They formed the 2 schools together. They are the Neumann Goretti, appropriately enough, the Saints. Carl Aragale was actually the head coach at St. John Neumann High School, and then obviously just continued at the program now in his 12th season as Capers misses the opportunity to make it a 3-point play, so they'll stay a 3-point lead for St. John Neumann, St. Maria Goretti Saints. Jones for another 3. This time he comes up short. McConnell works hard to get the rebound away from Danny Stewart. Tough rebound by TJ McConnell.
Well, he was up in rare air that time with Stewart.
It's an amazing difference. You and I were talking about this before, Gary. We saw him as a sophomore a couple years ago out in Pittsburgh, and he looked like a choir boy, but not anymore. Now there's a backdoor feed to him, and TJ McConnell lays it home.
Perfect backdoor. Set it up on the outside step, then went backdoor, showed the hand, and got it.
And he pulls his team within a point at 25-24. Great matchup there with Chenault being guarded by McConnell. Now they'll swing it around to the other side. Fulton back in the game. Jones, skip pass, Duran for 3. All hard off the back iron, and again, McConnell skies for the rebound.
And McConnell's showing you something here.
8 rebounds now for TJ McConnell. Here's a great feed and a touch pass. Capers in the corner for the lead. Off the mark. Battle for the rebound, and Neumann Goretti tipped it out of bounds. It's going to stay Chartiers Valley basketball.
Tell you what is amazing. Capers passed up the 2, kicked it outside.
So the Chartiers Valley Colts will inbound with a chance to lead for the first time. Nazca almost turns it over. Runs it down just before going into the backcourt with it. Gives it up to Sersasimo. Into the corner. Capers, skip pass. Somebody got to be open. It's Nazca for 3 in the lead. Battle for the rebound and a collision between Tyreek Duran and Sersasimo, and I believe it'll be Sersasimo who gets called for the foul. Actually, it was Steve Berta who gets called for the foul, his first.
Now watch right here. Backdoor coming up. They're going to see a fake there, and then step right behind, and you see the guy's frozen right here. Easy backdoor, great pass, great catch, great score on the inside by TJ McConnell.
Raymond Fulton gives it up to Tyreek Duran. Now they'll run a little weave themselves, will Neumann Goretti. Back to that 4-guard offense, and it's taken away momentarily, but Fulton gets it back into Duran, who goes right to the glass and lays it in for 2 more.
But Duran just exploding to the glass. Good reversal of the basketball, that extra pass again, and Duran the beneficiary.
4 points for Tyreek Duran, 4-point lead for Neumann Goretti inside of 2 minutes remaining. 3 for Nazga off the mark. As the Colts suddenly grow cold, here's an outlet pass ahead. Stewart will catch it and lay it home. Exceptional body movement by Daniel Stewart.
How about that catch and then the body control at the end just to lay it up?
And all of a sudden, the Saints have pushed it to a 5-point lead at 29, excuse me, a 6-point lead at 30-24.
TJ McConnell, hard move to the basket, switch to the left hand, laid it up, just exploding, both offensively and defensively.
4-point difference on the scoreboard. Duran goes inside, has it redirected, and kicked out of bounds. Last touch by Tony Chenault. It'll be Chartiers Valley basketball with 1:17 to go and a 4-point difference.
What Tim McConnell has done so well this quarter, this is a really small thing, he's kept the ball in the middle of the floor. He has not allowed Neumann Goretti to get help side. So it's one-on-one, he's getting guys like this. McConnell getting those kinds of shots, staying in the middle of the floor.
TJ McConnell with another deuce to make it a 30-28 basketball game. McConnell working inside tonight as opposed to the stand-up three-point shooter he has been for such a long time. Fulton will stand up for a three on his own, but comes up well short. Mustafa Jones runs down the long rebound. Looks inside, forces it inside, but Stewart with a great catch, gets his own rebound and hits the deck hard. And Daniel Stewart will shoot two.
Well, I'll tell you what, Daniel Stewart is a powerhouse in there. He might only be 6'5", but he plays about 6'10". He really skies.
So Stewart will shoot two. Foul called on Nazga is his first personal. Stewart gets a lot of the beneficiaries and great passes inside. Now his younger brother Derek Stewart will check back in as Layman Fulton will come out.
What impresses me with Stewart, he's a big guy, but he can shoot the ball well from the outside, so he's got some real versatility.
And he goes 2 for 2 at the foul line to make it a 32-28 game now in favor of Carl Auergel's Neumann Goretti Saints. Inside of 40 seconds to go, we'll see how the Colts play it. McConnell fakes the three, goes to the elbow for two, and gets the friendly roll. Sweet touch for TJ McConnell.
He had 2 points in the first quarter. He's got 10 in this quarter so far.
That's how you score 34 a game. And it's a 2-point game, and looks like the Saints will hold for one last shot.
And what you're going to see here is penetration again. You got Stewart in the one corner. You got the other Stewart in the other corner. Now they're going to come to the high post.
Duran gives it up to Chenault. Chenault trying to work his way inside with the left hand, no good. Stewart's putback is no good. McConnell to beat the buzzer will come up off the rim, no good. TJ McConnell from one end fires it up and comes up empty. And so Neumann Goretti will hold on to the lead to the locker room. We'll turn things over to Mike Zambelli and Jim Wills at the break to score. Neumann Goretti 32. Chartiers Valley 30. You're watching high school basketball on Pennsylvania's Championship Network, PCN.
Stadium lights are going out. The bleachers are empty. The reason? No officials. When fans are disrespectful to the calls on the field and those who make them, it is a hard position to fill. Show your support for your PIAA officials by demonstrating respect. Let's all work together so the game is great for everyone.
Your boys' AAA championship game from the Bryce Jordan Center on the campus of Penn State University as advertised. Neumann Goretti, 32, Chartiers Valley, the Colts battling back from a 12-point deficit to trail by only 2. Welcome back to our halftime show. Mike Zambelli joined by Jim Wills. And the Lions indeed, Jim, taking a pretty good hit from the Saints to trail by only those 2 points.
Like they did a great job of taking a hit early, came back and did what they needed to do, which is great shot selection and really hit the boards and out-rebounded them 20-16.
There was some talk about head coach Tim McConnell trying to control tempo in this game. Did it look like to you that in their possessions that's what they were trying to accomplish, maybe shorten the game just a little bit?
When they came out of that huddle, you could tell the difference at that timeout, and when they came out, they were really doing doing that thing, shorten possessions, but making better shot selections, spreading them out. And on the other hand, when you look at Goretti, they were really forcing the issue. Bad selection of a couple shots down the floor really played into Chartiers Valley's hands.
Well, Neumann Goretti certainly got off a tremendous start here. Both teams here at 29-1 overall, playing for the Commonwealth's top prize. And Mustafa Jones was the guy who really got them going. But it seemed like they kind of settled in and really settled for a lot of three-point shots.
I think they started getting confident early. Well, we're going to hit the three ball, and then you're going to take a look at Mustafa Jones shooting some of these threes right now. That's what you're right, Mike. They did get confident. They thought, well, this is too easy. We're going to take it from the outside, and we're going to hit like this all night. They really abandoned their inside game, and the rebounding and the abandonment of getting the ball inside to the two Stewart brothers when they had those chances are really hurting Neumann Goretti right now.
How about the athleticism in this game? Great body control, I think really by a number of players, and not a surprise.
Not a surprise at all. And then you see Mike, Neumann Goretti really impressed us early with the ability to move the ball around the floor. That's what was really nice. They shared a basketball so very, very well, and they did a great job of hitting the open man, but you can't rely on that three-point all the time.
Terrific PIAA championship game in progress. A 2-point lead for Neumann Goretti. We'll turn it back over to Bob McCool and Gary Sutton when we return.
PCN and the PIAA, bringing the best of high school athletic championships to you. PCN and the PIAA are Pennsylvania sports.
Neumann Goretti 32, Chartiers Valley 30. As we get you set to start the second half of play, it was all Saints Day in quarter number one as the Neumann Goretti Saints got out on top 20-8. And whatever Tim McConnell said at the end of the first quarter, he said, son, take over.
Well, that was a little reverse layup there with the right hand by T.J. McConnell. Then what you see is Nazca. They got a good backdoor pass to T.J. McConnell, who benefits from attacking from the middle of the floor there. Then it's T.J. McConnell giving the left hand, showing he knows how to do that too. And it's T.J. McConnell in space, taking it up, getting the body turn, always the shoulders squaring to the glass. You saw it right there. Then T.J. McConnell, ball fake, pull up, 15-footer, shooters roll.
Now, we talked about this a little bit as we look at some numbers for you. And obviously, the shooting percentage in terms of three-point field goals, not necessarily what either team would like, but the Saints fighting off Chartiers Valley right now.
Well, it's 53-25 in the first quarter in field goal percentage in favor of Neumann Goretti. Now it's all tied up for all intents and purposes. The one place that's pretty unbelievable is, number one, Chartiers Valley is out rebounding Neumann Goretti. Number two, points in the paint, 16-14 there. You would not have expected that tonight. On the other side, Neumann Goretti has 12 fast break points to 4 on the other side for Chartiers Valley. But also, second chance buckets, 6-2 in that regard. Again, it's Chartiers Valley working on the inside. And what they did in the second quarter, they moved to the middle of the floor. In the first quarter, I thought they tried to play too fast with Neumann Goretti. They can't do that. And so they attacked from the middle of the floor. That meant that everybody was playing tight, and they took advantage of the back doors and the drives.
We see the scoring leaders. It was not much of a surprise that T.J. McConnell leads, but if you'd been watching the first half, you might be surprised. As Gary said, he took over that second quarter with 12 points. Wayne Capers has been huge for Chartiers Valley with those 8 points. Nazca with the 3 to get things started, and that was it. Mustafa Jones with 3 threes for Neumann Goretti to keep them rolling, and Tony Chenault certainly is an impressive basketball player.
Well, and he really is. I mean, he controls things very well. He doesn't do anything where he's not under control. But one of the things that's really interesting here, they live off the transition created by the turnovers that build new possessions. They didn't get them in the second quarter, and you saw what happened. Chartiers Valley able to crawl back into this game because they took better care of the basketball. They kept it in the middle of the floor. They didn't allow help side defense. Therefore, everybody was playing tight, and it played right into the hands of Chartiers Valley's plan in the second quarter. We'll see what Neumann Goretti does here in the second half, but they're an outstanding team, and I think they need to go more to the basket, get to the front of the iron than just shoot and rely on the 3.
But it'll be interesting. As you said, the chess match so far, you give the nod to Tim McConnell because he made that adjustment from the end of the first quarter to the second quarter, got his team back in it. Now let's see what and how Carl Auergel tries to counter that, as Neumann Goretti will start with the basketball in the third quarter. No changes in the starting 5 for either team. Chartiers Valley with Anthony Sersasimo, Matt Nazca, T.J. McConnell, Steve Berta, and Wayne Capers. Neumann Goretti with Tyreek Duran, Mustafa Jones, Tony Chenault, Daniel Stewart, and Layman Fulton. Duran and Fulton will both start with 2 personal fouls in the second half for Neumann Goretti. The closest anybody is to any foul difficulties as Chenault goes inside, no good. And McConnell starting to rack up the rebounds. Now that is his 9th.
But what's the very first thing they did? They didn't go to the 3. They went right to the front of the iron. And that's what you're going to see more of in the second half. I think that's what Aragale's going to probably do, get his team going more inside.
Great feed inside. Berta to McConnell for 2 more.
And once again, attacking from the middle of the floor and using the tight defense to play in their hands and back door.
Our 4th tie of the basketball game as Neumann Goretti misses inside. Stewart grabs the rebound and he's fouled. Our first tie since it was 7-7, I may add. And again, the Goretti Saints led it 20-8 at the end of 1 quarter of play.
Take a look at what happens right there. Keep it in the middle of the floor, and again, cutting through, easy layup there out of your offense for TJ McConnell. There it is again. Middle of the floor, get it up there. You can't get any help side. It's all one-on-one basketball.
And that foul was on TJ McConnell, sending Danny Stewart to the foul line to shoot 2. He's around 3 for 3 at the stripe. 3 of his 7 points at the foul line. So no serious problems for Chartiers Valley. Nobody with more than 1 personal. Stewart ends up 1 for 2. Nazca pulls away the rebound. Saints right back up on top at 33-32. Chartiers Valley has never led this basketball game. They've got an opportunity here with possession, trailing by a point. Nazca with a backdoor feed, but a great recovery by Layman Fulton to knock it away, but Capers picks it back up. Nazca forces the pass again. This time it's Tyreek Duran with the steal. Up ahead, Chenault on a 2-on-1 to Stewart. Bahoo!
That's why you can't make bad passes against them or quick passes. You're going to get thundered on the other end.
I would consider that to be a rather demonstrative dunk on the part of Daniel Stewart.
What you call a huge high exclamation point.
Now it's a 35-32 game. Chenault with the feed. Stewart with the finish. Capers goes right back inside for 2 more. He's in double figures.
Well, I'll tell you, Capers has played a whale of a game so far as he hits his 10th point.
Chenault right back up the other end of the floor for Neumann Goretti.
Look for them to try to get Stewart on the inside here.
That's where they're looking, but they can't get it over the top of Nazca. Chenault forces the action, and a foul will be called. As Tony Chenault lowers the shoulder, Wayne Capers draws the charge.
There's no question, though, that Coach Aragale has gone inside in the second half. He said, we're going to get to the front of the iron. Look at this. Up, down, easy, see ya.
Just like to do that once. I need a trampoline, but I'd like to do that just once.
Need a step ladder. No, a regular ladder for the side of the house, I think.
Eric Duran really hounding the ball as Berta finally gets it across half court. Nazca trying to take matters into his own hands. Finds McConnell instead, and Chartiers Valley leads for the first time, 36-35.
McConnell is putting on a clinic on how to work your defensive man without the basketball. Everybody thinks of him as a guy with the basketball. Without it, he's been unbelievable.
And they also think of him as a stand-up jump shooter, and why not? He's got the record for the WPIAA for career threes, but not today. It's been all inside, and that's where Tony Chenault starts to do some work. And now Carl Aragale will call a timeout after Tony Chenault's offensive rebound gets him in double figures and gets Neumann Goretti on top. 37-36 is now the score with the Saints back up on top.
If you can't get the steals and the transitions, then you got to go to something else. And what you go to is we now have to get at the front of the iron every single time. You know, the ball's round right now, but it turns a little bit different color and a little bit different shape later on in June, Bob.
June 19th, the Big 33 game makes its debut on the Pennsylvania Cable Network. You'll see it live around the Keystone State beginning at 7 o'clock here on Pennsylvania's Championship Network, PCN. Today's championships are available in more than 3 million homes all over Pennsylvania. From Philadelphia to Erie and Pittsburgh to the Poconos, PCN is Pennsylvania's neighborhood. There you see Carl Aragale. There you see Tim McConnell. Our coaching matchup so far, we've had a great coaching matchup. These two guys have seen a lot of basketball in their combined 29 years of coaching experience.
They both made very interesting moves so far. One says, okay, I'm going to keep in the middle of the floor. The other one says, okay, I'm going to get my guys now go to the iron. We've got great athletic ability. We're not going to shoot the three anymore. We're going to take our time and put the pressure on your defense.
Layman Fulton now guarding McConnell. Takes him right to the hole and off the glass for 2 more. 18 now for TJ McConnell. Chartiers Valley back up on top.
This time McConnell with the basketball, and the other guy on the other end, Chenault, his counterpart, goes to the basket, and there again, putting the pressure on the defense quickly on transition, gets fouled.
And there we'll see the contact as McConnell scoring on the other end. Chenault drawing the contact on the other side. We go to the foul line to shoot. Foul is on TJ McConnell. That's his second. Team foul number 2 on the Colts as well as Chenault. The stars are coming out here tonight with TJ McConnell on one side, Tony Chenault on the other.
You know why they're Division I players? You watch their shoulders on everything they do, and the shoulders are square to the target they're looking at. Chenault and T.J. McConnell.
You mentioned in our outset that Tony Chenault is the Gatorade Player of the Year. Got to go some to beat the guy that on the other side of the state who averaged 34 points a game, and he's got it right now. With Neumann Goretti back up on top after Chenault's 2 for 2 at the foul line.
They're taking their time now. This is what you want to do. There's a shot way too far out.
And a rebound to the Saints, who lob it up ahead, and Mustafa Jones off the assist from Layman Fulton for 2.
Well, you pay for a missed shot like that.
Right back the other way, Nazga for 3 in the corner, comes up empty, and here come the Saints. Chenault got rid of the headband at halftime and seems to be playing a little faster. But a great hustle play by Berta that'll stay Neumann Goretti basketball.
I want you to think about this for a moment. Chartiers Valley has been living off the 2, attacking the basket. The last 2 times they've shot 3s, and what's happened? Great hustle there by both guys on the far side. But what's happened? They're like outlets on a fast break when you miss the 3 and it goes out, and they're already releasing guys down the floor as Neumann Goretti.
Saints on top by 3. They work it inside to Stewart. Stewart goes to the glass, misses the first, but right there to tap it home with the left hand. Stewart now in double figures with 11.
Not 1 3 tried yet in the second half here by Neumann Goretti. I think Carl Arigale has control of his team.
Back up on top now by 5. Nazga fakes the 3. He'll go to the foul line, almost threw it away. T.J. McConnell will settle things back down, take matters into his own hand. Right back up with the left hand. He'll go to the foul line.
And attacking for the middle of the floor. When you control the middle of the floor, you don't allow the other team to give help. They got to play and be honest out in all the other players. Look at this. Right down the lane. Trying to get a little spin on the ball. Not able to do it, but goes to the line.
Foul is on Mustafa Jones. That's his first. Team foul number 2. Team fouls are even here in the second half. T.J. McConnell 0 for 2 at the foul line. That's a little bit more like what you would expect from T.J. McConnell.
Tim McConnell said when we were talking to him tonight out in the hallway, we play at different styles. Tonight his team has now got to buy into the idea that they are not a 3-point shooting team right now. Rather, they're a 2-point shooting team unless they get a wide open shot out of their offense. Because that's where they're being effective right now, not shooting the 3. A missed 3 becomes the outlet pass on a fast break for Neumann Goretti.
Talk about a player at any level scoring 1,000 points. T.J. McConnell now 1,050 points this season. not in his career. He's over almost at 2,400 for his career. He's at 1,050 right now this year. Fulton for 3. Bang.
And you know what was so good about that? That came right out of their offense. Good reversal of the basketball by Neumann Goretti. Very, very disciplined.
And we'll take a timeout on the floor with Neumann Goretti now back up on top by 6 thanks to Layman Fulton's first field goal of the basketball game. The Saints on top 46-40 when we come back to Penn State University. Entertaining basketball game going on here at the Bryce Jordan Center. 46-40, Neumann Goretti weathering a storm from Chartiers Valley. We've had 4 lead changes in this basketball game. They've all occurred here in this third quarter. But the Saints have weathered that storm, as I said, and now lead at 46-40, thanks to the field goal of the 3-point variety from Layman Fulton at the top of the key. The Saints now on a 9-2 run to take this 6-point lead.
And that's the only trifecta they've shot this quarter, and it came absolutely out of their offense with good passing, giving them time to step into it and shoot it. The 3's got to be shot under control. It can't be shot because you want to. It has to be shot because it's the right time to do it.
Colts with the basketball. T.J. McConnell, we mentioned, 2 for 12 to start this basketball game, 7 for 8 since, as he now is 20 points in the game. And there's 2 more inside this time for Matt Nazga.
What a give and go to Steve Berta that time, and Nazga just going right on through. Just perfect basketball. His
first point since the first shot of the game for the Colts. He put a 3 home for Chartiers Valley on their first possession to tie the game up at that point. Mustafa Jones, what he's been doing a lot today, firing up 3s, but this time he comes up empty.
Inside-outside basketball. They're trying to go inside to Stewart and then kicking it back outside to Jones, but Jones guarded much tighter now than he was earlier.
McConnell floats inside, but comes up no good. Duran with a rebound ahead to Fulton. Fulton attacks the glass. No good. Stewart there to clean it up, knocked out of bounds. It'll stay Neumann Goretti basketball.
Stewart got whacked pretty good there. They didn't call it. He was up strong, and I'll tell you.
He agrees with you.
Coach Arigale agrees, yeah. I think he's missing on that shirt he's got on. It's the stripes.
Neumann Goretti will inbound into the hands of Tony Chenault. Chenault now with 12 in the basketball game.
See how Chartiers Valley's packing it in right now on him?
Stewart goes baseline and kisses it off the glass. 2 more for Danny Stewart.
I think they made him mad. After he didn't get that foul call, he said, okay, let me show you what I can do.
He's got 7 in this quarter, 13 now in the basketball game. And it's back to a 6-point difference in favor of Neumann Goretti. McConnell goes inside, has to kick it outside as he can't get the shot off. Fulton had the steal, but he stepped on the sideline, so it'll go right back to Chartiers Valley, turnover each way.
You got to be careful right now if you're Chartiers Valley. Taking care of the basketball is where you've got to be. And Neumann Goretti just, it's amazing the high percentage of conversions they get out of the turnovers that they create.
You can see a great shot at Tim McConnell. 3 years ago, he was dismissed by the school board at Chartiers Valley High School, and a little bit of a difference of opinion, shall we say. The school rallied around him to get him back, and in the 3 years since he's back, he's 78-7.
Wow.
And his kids put up about a couple thousand points in the meantime as well. Sometimes the school board ought to do what they should do and stay out of the basketball coaching.
Well, he's a heck of a coach. I mean, he really is, and he knows the game. He's made a couple great adjustments here today. One of the best things he's done is enroll his kid at the school there.
TJ strokes another one at the foul line. That gives him 21 now on the afternoon.
Maybe that's one of the reasons they hired him back, too.
I have this kid, and he's not a bad player. This time he goes 1 for 2, excuse me. Makes it a 5-point game now.
McConnell's got some real pedigree as a coach. I mean, he's outstanding, as is his counterpart on the other side, Mr. Arigale, who's shown me a lot here tonight.
The foul is on number 11, TJ McConnell.
Now we'll get a foul and a hand check foul by TJ McConnell. That's his 3rd, so he'll have to be careful now. Foul number 3 on the Colts here in the second half.
Carl Arigale's team played in Hawaii this year. They played all. He said, there's not a lot we haven't seen so far.
Oh, we're like a traveling squad. They go everywhere to play basketball.
You can watch us on YouTube all the time.
Great ball movement. Fulton was free for the 3, decides to work it inside. It's taken away. McConnell with a steal. Here come the Colts back the other way. Berta has to reach up and catch the pass. He'll wait for McConnell for 3, well off the mark. A long rebound, and Fulton will run it down. Up ahead to Chenault. Chenault catches and rolls it off the glass, no good. Gets his own rebound, is stripped by McConnell. TJ McConnell with another steal. Dangerous pass up ahead. Nazca will pull up from the right elbow. Hard off the glass. Capers with an offensive rebound. And he scores inside. Boy, has he been absolutely fabulous for Chartiers Valley.
Put the hard hat on him. He has been around the basket all night long, and Capers with a big-time game here. Now 12 points, but he has worked way harder than that.
Absolutely. His 12 have come every time his team needs one. As they pulls him back to within 3, and right back inside comes Tony Chenault, speaking of guys who score when his team needs it.
And another good give and go by Chenault. Just good solid basketball there, and Chenault going up strong to the basket.
14 for Tony Chenault. He averages 19 a game. McConnell not getting the shots to go from the outside, or shall I say, until then.
Best look in the house. Where was it? Top of the key, middle of the floor. He stepped in, pulled back a la Larry Bird, and buried it.
And that's his first 3. Most of his points have come on drives to the basket. And now he tries to force a steal, and he does. Again, McConnell forces the steal. Stewart tried to save it, but hit it on the sideline, so it's Chartiers Valley basketball.
I'll tell you, it's been a great game here in the second half. Both coaches playing the game they want. Now watch this. Watch them step in, and then create space, step back. When you make that step in, what you want to do is you want to put the defensive person in motion and create space. He did both, and the defender stood up. He stepped back and buried the 3.
Billy Shank back into the game for the Saints as Tyreek Duran comes out.
Look at the spread, the old 4 corners here.
And guess who has the basketball probably for the last few seconds, unless he finds a good shot as he goes inside. Stewart partially blocked it. Berta gets the offensive rebound. Nazca for 3 in the lead. Comes up short, and Stewart clears the rebound.
Here they go.
Here come the Saints with 20 seconds. Fulton drives himself right into a pack of Colts, and a foul will be called.
See, this is going to sound crazy. I know you've shot the 3 all year long, but you're putting the whole bundle there in one. So you're going to make 3. If you get it, that's great. If you don't, you're paying for it with 2 at least on the other end.
Foul called on Matt Nazca. That's his 2nd.
Because you're in that negative fast break that you've got to run going backwards, and they're coming right down the pike at you.
Dan Landy, 5'8 sophomore, will check into the game. TJ McConnell will come out. That's to protect. In fact, he's got 3 personal fouls. I want to pick up the 4th here at the end of the 3rd quarter. See if the Saints could capitalize as they throw it out of bounds, but it was tipped out of bounds. So it'll stay Neumann Goretti basketball. 14.4 left to go here in period number 3.
The only game Neumann Goretti lost all year long was to Yates High School in Honolulu in a championship game, a Christmas tournament. 97-96. They're supposedly the number 1 team in the country. And right now, Chartiers Valley and Neumann Goretti are in a dogfight here.
Forced Tony Chenault to change his number. They ripped the shirt right off his back. He had to change his number from 12 to 22. Duren with a 3 to beat the buzzer, comes up no good, and that will do it. The action continues here from the Bryce Jordan Center. Why would anybody go away? We've got 8 more minutes to play here in quarter number 4. Neumann Goretti 50, Chartiers Valley 48. The Class AAA final continues when we come back here on the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
Can you imagine not being allowed to play the sports you love? That was the reality 50 years ago for many young women. Thanks to Title IX and the efforts of those who wanted to participate, there are now more than 3.5 million athletes participating in girls' high school sports. For 50 years, Title IX and the PIAA, advancing opportunities for young women.
Alongside Gary Sutton, my name is Bob McCool. The Chartiers Valley Colts will get the basketball to start the fourth quarter, As you see, Neumann Goretti owned quarter 1, Chartiers Valley number 2. Quarter number 3 was a draw, and that's where we start with the Saints on top by 2 as we get ready to start period number 4, the boys AAA championship game here.
Tale of two cities, Bob, 28-26 in the paint. There it is, backdoor right off that play again, sidelines.
McConnell with his 26th point of the basketball game ties it up. Nazga with the assist. We're even at 50 apiece. Tie number 5 in this basketball game. We've had 4 lead changes as well.
Again, taking advantage of the tight defense and doing a great job of the back screen to the far side.
Mustafa Jones, Tyreek Duren back out there for the Saints. Gives it up to Fulton, along with Chenault and Stewart out there right now. Look, Mustafa Jones with another 3, his 4th.
And again, what did they do? Penetrated, kicked it out to him. He had time to set his feet, stepped in. Great look, and when he stands still, start running the other direction, it's going to be net. 14
points now from Mustafa Jones. As McConnell almost lost the handle on it, now throws it away. Chenault with the steal, outruns everybody in the basket, but missed the shot. Steve Berta hustles back to get the rebound, and here come the Colts. To McConnell, to Capers. Thought about the 3, he'll go inside instead. Up off the glass for 2 more. 14 for Wayne Capers.
Capers with a great decision there. The ball fake, drew the defender out to him, then went right around, got the good high percentage inside shot, tied it up again, or that 1 point behind,
53-52, Jones 3-pointer, the difference. Chenault for 3 off the mark. And the rebound and an opportunity now for Chartiers Valley. In the hands of TJ McConnell, they trail by a point.
That was a shot that I don't think that Coach Arragale wanted. Here you are giving the spread. Trying to keep it give and go.
Right back on the back door, and McConnell will lay it home. Berta with the assist.
Just a give and go again. Pass, give and go, go to the basket, get it back.
And a good job of getting back on defense as well by Chartiers Valley to cut off the break. Chenault works his way inside, loses the handle, and McConnell comes away with it. TJ McConnell with yet another steal, and now we're getting a foul on the other end. Layman Fulton with a reach-in foul. That'll be his 3rd, and it'll slow down Chartiers Valley.
Watch the give and go. Now watch this. Here you go. Right here. Stop right there. You're going to pass the ball over here, and watch what the defender does. The defender stays right there. You go right past him. You're in. The defender is supposed to jump to the ball and take away that inside cut. Instead, there's the inside cut. Easy layup for McConnell.
Timeout called on the floor. I believe it was Neumann Goretti who called the timeout. It is a full timeout called by Neumann Goretti.
Take a look at this. Got Chenault coming down, going up strong. You got the block, and you got again. Here they come. Got good penetration, kick back out, pass the corner, ball fake, and then Capers is in with a nice high percentage shot. Capers with 14 points in the game has been outstanding.
I'll tell you what, we talked about this before with the injury that that Capers suffered, in football, and how Jim McConnell regarded it as, if he could come back at all, it'd be a bonus. What a bonus he's been today. He has been absolutely a unit. And obviously, TJ McConnell's got 28 points, and Capers has 14 of them. And as important as TJ McConnell's points have been, Wayne Capers have been really, really valuable points.
You know what, though? Great players make everybody around them better. And McConnell has shown you what he can do when he doesn't have the basketball. You think of him as a guy that has the basketball in his hands all the time because he scores 34 points a game. He's showing you how to score points tonight without having the basketball in your hands. It's a beauty to watch.
You get a good look at Tyreek Duren. He's playing hurt. He had 9 stitches above his left eye. It's one of the reasons why he wears that headband. You can't see it with that headband over the top of it. He collided heads with another player on the floor. That other head was Tony Chenault back in the Catholic League playoffs. Tony Chenault got 9 stitches at the end of that game.
I will guarantee you, unless it stands, you won't see a 3 in this possession.
They go inside. Berta almost lost the handle on it. Looks for McConnell to cut back door. All kinds of problems in the paint, and he swatted out of bounds. Danny Stewart with yet another block on T.J. McConnell.
Now you watch McConnell at 6 feet working the inside, and you wonder how's he getting shots off. And of course, Stewart swatting that one out.
That's his 4th of the game. And when he blocks him, kind of like that dunk, he doesn't just dunk, he doesn't just block.
No.
They become a souvenir for a spectator.
It's accentuated. It has a certain flair.
Colts with the lead and the basketball in the hands of McConnell as they spread it out.
4 corners look. We have an offense like it's called 5 guard. Guards just come out. In this case, it's 1 guard. McConnell in the middle of the floor every time you get him.
4 fouls apiece. So you see rebounds are even at 28 apiece. McConnell again has it blocked, this time by Durant. And this time it's controlled by Neumann Goretti. Up ahead, Mustafa Jones in transition for 3, no good. Stewart fights for the rebound. Kick out pass back to Jones, and they'll settle things down. Fulton with a stutter step move, travel with it.
What you've done here is you've planted the seed of doubt in Neumann Goretti's mind in the half-court game. You've managed to get back in transition. You're not giving up the long shots, the quick rebounds, and the outs. Watch here. Great block on the inside, sending it out.
And this time, as we said, unlike Stewart with the swats into the seats, this was a controlled block, and it led to transition for Neumann Goretti, but they come up empty. So Chartiers Valley has it back and still sitting on that lead as we work our way to the 5-minute mark. Again, period number 4, the boys AAA championship game. McConnell clears out, goes to the corner. Nazga for 3 more. Again, comes up empty.
Watch this. Off to the races.
Chenault right to the glass, up off the glass, and an offensive foul called on Tony Chenault, his 3rd personal.
And it's going to be Bird getting back there. No, not Larry, Steve. He does a great job of getting back. The transition back into defense here has been amazing. Look at this. Getting planted in there and taking the charge. So right now, a frustrated Neumann Goretti team trying to figure out what they can do, and here they are getting spread out again, and here it is again in the middle of the floor.
So McConnell has 3, and Chenault has 3. McConnell goes inside, no good, but he's fouled.
What in essence this becomes a one-on-one basketball game. You've got T.J. McConnell playing one-on-one in the middle of the floor, and a host of anybody who can foul him each time he comes in, or block the shot.
Mustafa Jones picks up the foul there. That's his 2nd. This is the team foul number 6, sending T.J. McConnell back to the foul line.
McConnell has an uncanny ability to split defenders. I've been amazed so far tonight how he's been able to do that.
To finish the thought we talked about before, again, we saw him as a sophomore. He was 5'8", and he's a nice little shooter, but he's never going to get that shot off. Give Ron Everhart, the coach at Duquesne, credit. He saw and knew what he got. He gave him an offer as a sophomore. T.J. McConnell gave him a verbal as a sophomore, and he has grown himself in to one fine basketball player.
He explodes. He explodes. You watch the guys here in Neumann Goretti, they all explode. He explodes, gets inside for rebounds, and also gets up strong off the glass quickly.
He's now got 29 points. His team now has a 2-point lead at 55-53. Fulton to change it for 3. Again, comes up empty. Chenault with an offensive rebound. He goes off the glass for 2. 16 now for Tony Chenault. We're tied at 55.
You've got to get back to the front of the iron now if you're Neumann Goretti. You don't want to be going to the outside. They're kind of wandering back to where they were in the first quarter. They need to get back in there. Now, all of them are saying, get in here tight. This guy's going to be coming every time. See a couple of the defenders there say, don't go wandering out there. He's been playing us like a harp so far.
Mustafa Jones obviously shading him to the right side, giving him the left hand. And now he's just denying him the basketball.
Doing a darn good job of it, too.
He is, as we said, their best man-to-man defender. He guarded 6'6" Andrew Nicholas for Eastern York in the semifinal. And there's a foul called on Daniel Stewart. He picks up his 2nd. But it's bonus time now for Chartiers Valley. That's foul number 7 on the Saints.
Andrew Nicholas is heading off to Rutgers himself, and an outstanding play. They beat them 81-73 in a dogfight. They're in another one right now.
3 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the AAA championship game. We're tied at 55 when we come back. Certainly worth the entertainment dollar to come here and watch this basketball game. We had 5,000 in attendance for the afternoon doubleheader. The Chartiers Valley Colts have certainly come out to root for their team. We kidded with our Carl Algale. We talked about that game with Eastern York. It was played at Reading High on a Tuesday night, and he was outnumbered, he said, about 2009 50-50. He said, I never saw anything like that in all my life.
Yeah, the Eastern fans did a great job of supporting the Golden Knights this year. They were undefeated coming to that game, and they had beat some pretty impressive teams themselves. And that was one of the great games they had to play all year to win Neumann Goretti. 81-73 in that one. Of course, Eastern came in there 20. I think they were 30-0 going into that ball game. So, but they are right now in the middle of a fight for their lives. And again, no matter how you look at it, number 7, 5, or 2 in the country. We figured out the 4.6, by the way. This team's being taken to the wire by Chartiers Valley.
Matt Nosga to the foul line and shoot the 1-and-1 for Chartiers Valley. Makes the his first trip to the foul line. Nosga now with 6 points, puts Chartiers Valley back up on top.
I was reading all week where Coach McConnell was saying we'd have a better chance playing against Pitt.
Yeah.
He was kind of playing that up for all it's worth.
He absolutely did. He said, that somebody asked him if there's a team he could compare on his schedule in the Pittsburgh area that he thought was kind of similar to Neumann Goretti. He said, yeah, Pitt. Right back comes Tony Chenault off the glass for 2.
That's where you need to go right now. It's right back to the front of the iron. Now you're going to see him pick up the defense here a little bit.
I'm after him with a little bit of pressure as Tyreek Duran will pressure the basketball. Steve Berta will take it across half court. We're even again at 57, our 7th tie. And there comes a foul on Chenault on the reach-in. That's number 4 on Tony Chenault.
That's not a foul you needed if you were Chenault, just a push. Take a look coming down. This is just good, solid. Watch the shoulders. Square to the target. Good explosion. Get to the front of the iron. That's what you got to do right now. Get high percentage shots if you're Neumann Goretti and get away from that 3.
Back at the foul line comes Matt Nosga for yet another 1-and-1 opportunity. At his team foul number 8 on Neumann Goretti. And Nosga bricks the first one. Chenault pulls away the rebound. 57-57 is our score. 3 minutes, 25 seconds left to go.
What you got to do now if you're Neumann Goretti is value every possession, just like Chartiers Valley does.
Chenault now will take over the point. Duran will pop to the wing.
Get touches for Stewart. Good job by Nosga down there battling Stewart. He's fronting the post.
And eyes in the basketball, so they give it to Fulton instead. Into the corner goes Duran. Duran goes inside traffic, comes up empty, and Nosga runs down the rebound.
Nosga with a smart play there to tip the ball away to himself and then track it down on the baseline. And here comes Chartiers Valley with a chance to take the lead.
O'Connell goes right by Duran, draws defensive Stewart, had to put that high off the glass, and Stewart controls the rebound. So the misdirection and the rebound for Danny Stewart. Back the other way, and a tough 3 by Fulton comes up well short. Chenault goes high for the rebound. His putback's no good, but Stewart's there to clean it up.
Yeah, Stewart stays around the basket there just for that purpose, to get the hard stick backs and clean the garbage up. Stewart with 15 in the game.
Lead change number 6 as Neumann Goretti now back up on top, 59-57. Nosga looks for the back door. He'll shoot it instead. And a great rebound by Sersasimo. And a fresh look for Chartiers Valley. Right back to Sersasimo in the corner. They're giving up to McConnell for 3. And another long rebound, and Berta has it for a moment. He hits the deck. Sersasimo goes down there. Chartiers Valley's trying to get a timeout for the bench, but they didn't have possession. Possession arrow favors Neumann Goretti. Nobody had full possession of the basketball, so the officials cannot give it on a timeout. And so it will be Neumann Goretti basketball on the possession arrow.
Neumann Goretti up by 2 now and full court. Chartiers Valley coming with you.
Still plenty of time to go in the basketball game, just inside the 2-minute mark.
Get the ball in the hands of Chenault, and then get the ball in the hands of Stewart. Make sure that you're taking care of the basketball. And they're going to play a little bit out here and create a little space themselves. A lot of people think this team just runs up and down. They don't just do that. I think you're going to see a foul coming up here very quickly.
And that's just the 5th foul on Chartiers Valley. So that's the idea right now for Carl Aragel. They've got to come out and commit fouls before we go to the bonus. So they're going to run some time off the clock and see if Tim McConnell doesn't change the pace of that fouling.
He's going to change it right now, and he's going to make a timeout to make sure everybody knows what the pace is going to be, and here it is.
And so a timeout called by Chartiers Valley with 1 minute 35 seconds left to go. And the Neumann Goretti Saints with the basketball and a 2-point lead. It'll be a 30-second timeout for Chartiers Valley. Gary, the only other thing about that game at Reading High, I got a chance to spend a little bit of time talking with Dino Gaudio, the head coach at Wake Forest, and I asked him where the connection comes from for Tony Chenault. And while I was having that conversation, he said, well, my assistant coach, Jeff Battle, is a Philly guy, and that's where the connection comes from. And while I'm having that conversation with him, he says to me, you know, that official out there is making all the calls. So there's an ACC official in Reading, Pennsylvania, watching a high school basketball game, and he's working the officials.
Yeah,
they never
exactly
quit.
right.
The coaches just never quit.
No, they don't. They're an ungrateful lot, I got to tell you. But Dino Gaudio, great job this year, too, getting his team to the NCAA tournament. But I'll tell you what, this kid's going to fit right in. He's got all the tools, Chenault. And I like what this team's doing right now. You know, I can see why this team has had the year they've had and why they're so highly lauded. They play the game at different levels. And, you know, you play basketball, you have to play the game at different speeds. They're in time and score right now. You're playing the clock as well as the other team.
And again, we've talked about those wars that they've been in throughout the country, even traveling to Hawaii to play in a tournament. As we mentioned earlier, their only loss of the season coming in Hawaii to Yates High School out of Houston.
Capers is the one that's got a foul. He doesn't have any fouls yet, so they're waiting until the Capers guy gets it, and they're going to have him foul.
And they just meant to make sure that TJ McConnell doesn't commit the foul. He's already got 3. And so there's foul number 6. The next one will send Neumann Goretti to the foul line.
That's foul number 3 on Nazga.
So he's got 3, McConnell with 3.
So now you got to decide on who you're going to put on the foul line here for Neumann Goretti. As soon as it hits Capers' guy's hand, I think that's who's going to foul.
You would think they want Chenault on the line. Instead, they go to Stewart, and Stewart is fouled before the shot.
How about that for explosion and put down, huh?
But they're going to wave it off. I think they're going to say that was before the shot, so it'll be a foul, 2 foul shots coming up instead.
Look at this. One step and an up and quickly down.
So Sasamo gets whistled for the foul for Chartiers Valley. That's his second, but again, it's team foul number 7. So Danny Stewart will go to the foul line. He's 3 for 4 tonight. He'll shoot 1 and 1 here.
These are huge right now for him. Because now you got to make 2 to get 2. .108 to go in the game.
Go. Friendly touch for Danny Stewart. He's having an excellent game as well. Again, a senior headed to Rider University, one of those 4 Division I players. He's now got 16 points, and he gives his team right now a 3-point lead and looking for 1 more. And gets it. 61-57. Neumann Goretti on top.
Here's what we want to see, a guy's foul shooting percentage if it's high. He's showing you what he's made of there.
Chartiers Valley doesn't need the 3. They trail by 4. They need to score quickly, and they throw it away. Tariq Duran with a steal. Up ahead, off the glass, no good, but he's fouled. Nazga wanted to pull the string on that pass as he saw Tariq Duran, but out of the corner of his eye, but just too late. And Duran with the steal takes it the other way, and he'll go to the foul line.
This is huge, absolutely huge. Look at this. He's anticipating, he sees it the whole way, and Duran takes it. Now watch him switch sides, spin it back, and he forces him to come across and reach across the body to foul.
So Sasamo picks up the 3rd foul. It'll send Duran, who's had a quiet night tonight in terms of scoring points. He averages 14-plus points per game. He's got 4 so far tonight. They were all in the first half. He'll shoot 1 and 1 and makes the first.
Here's where great teams win championships, right here. You get fouled down the stretch. Are you capable of making the big free throws? You got to stand in there, and you're 1-on-1 with the basket.
This Neumann Goretti team, only the 2nd team in the 91-year history of the Philadelphia Catholic League who ran the table in the regular season and the playoffs unbeaten. Roman Catholic did it in 90 and 91 at 34-0. Neumann Goretti did it last year and this year at 38-0.
They're flawless from the foul line in the 4th quarter.
McConnell inside, they kick it outside. Berta for 3, buried it. Steve Berta with a 3 to keep Chartiers Valley alive. 37.8 seconds to go, and the lead is cut in half. 63-60 now is our score.
Remember when I said you were a 2-point team and you had to leave the 3? You now go back to being the 3-point team because that's what you're going to need. Look at Bird. Good 1 extra pass. Bird gets it off. He actually got fouled, too, in the play. No one saw it. Watch this. He gets pushed down then. He gets fouled in the play. He'll end up on the ground in his rear end there. Could have been a 4-point play.
Steve Berta's 2nd 3 of this basketball game. He's now in double figures with 10. Capers in double figures with 14. And of course, TJ McConnell leading the way now with 29. On the opposite end, Mustafa Jones has 14. Tony Chenault has 18. And Danny Stewart also in double figures for Neumann Goretti. He's got 17. The more important numbers are the ones in the bottom right-hand corner of your television screen. 63-60, Neumann Goretti on top, 37.8 seconds left to go. Both teams are in the bonus, so any foul will be a 1-on-1.
Jim McConnell basically telling his players, listen, if we don't get the steal right away, you've got to foul right away. We need to get the ball back and create a new possession. Hope they miss 1 or 2. It's going to be a 2-possession game. If they make 1, it's going to be a 1-possession game. If they don't, so we'll take our chances. On the other side, Carl Aragale is deciding who he wants to handle the ball. Let's see, who would that be?
Maybe a guy with 22 on his jersey that's headed to Wake Forest. Just a thought.
Number 22, I think I'd be looking for here.
63-60. Both teams have timeouts left if they need it. But Neumann Goretti does get it in bounds to Chenault. He gives it right back to Mustafa Jones. It's keep-away time now for the Saints. They get it up to Fulton. who waits for contact. It's Sersasimo who fouls him. That's number 4 on Sersasimo. It's number 9 now. And so it's a one-on-one opportunity now for Lehman Fulton.
And Chenault wanted it back there on the baseline. They threw it ahead to Fulton, and here's what's interesting. Fulton's the only guy that has not been to the free throw line tonight for Neumann Goretti, so let's see what he's made of now as he has to step in there and face the music.
5 points for Lehman Fulton in this basketball game. He had a big 3 in the third quarter for the Saints. And as Gary said, he is at the foul line for the first time today. 79%, however, on the season. Makes the first like it's nothing.
That's impressive. 5 for 5 here in the final quarter from the free throw line is Neumann Goretti. Fulton's another one of those guys that does the unmentionables, much like Caper does on the other side.
The only underclassman in the starting 5 for Neumann Goretti. And he rolls this one off the rim. It'll be a 64-60 difference on the scoreboard inside of 25 seconds left as they get it across half court.
You got 2 small possessions. You need a quick 2 and then another 2.
Chenault almost reached in and committed a foul. Instead, they get it outside. And a 3 for T.J. McConnell. And a quick timeout as well. It's a 1-point game.
So again, penetrate, kick it out. Right now, if T.J. McConnell is going into the stands, I've got a player going into the stands with him. and that's really the one guy you don't want to have left open at the moment.
He's still under his average, though. He's only got 32.
Well, yeah.
He's got a little work to do.
Having
with
a
14
terrible
seconds
night here.
left. 13 for 31 from the field is T.J.
Take a
McConnell.
look at penetration, kick out. T.J. McConnell ball fake, stand still, nothing but net. I mean, they came out on him hard, but you can't jump past. Watch. Ball fake, sets up the 3, and then nails it.
So he's now over the 2,400 barrier, 5th all-time in the WPIAL in scoring, leader in career threes made. Also has scored over 140 points in the WPIAL playoffs. That was the second highest ever. He has 19 double-doubles coming in and 4 triple-doubles. He's got a double-double tonight. There's no question about that.
Tim McConnell's here right now saying we're going to foul anybody but Chenault. We don't want Chenault to get the ball. That's what he's saying. On the other side, Coach Arigale has figured out some way to get Chenault the ball, and he's saying if you get the ball, cover it up, you're going to get fouled. You either have to have the steal or an immediate foul here if you're Chartiers Valley. So Neumann Goretti's got to make sure they get the ball in play. They may try to break someone with these. They're going to watch and see where the ball's being played here on the baseline. I don't think that they're going to play right up on the ball. I think it'd be foolish against this team. You got to have a guy back here as a center fielder.
14.1 seconds remaining in the AAA championship game.
There's a center fielder. It's going to be T.J. McConnell. Here you go.
Mustafa Jones will inbound. They get it to Duran, and he's fouled immediately. Capers commits the foul. So only a second goes off the clock. And it will send Tyreek Duran to the foul line. He's 2 for 2. He'll shoot 2. That's foul number 10 on Chartiers Valley.
I think it was Al McGuire called this white knuckle time. I haven't seen anybody with white knuckles yet in terms of shooting the basketball here from the free throw line. Very calm team is Neumann Goretti.
If you've liked what you've seen so far, we've got 4 more of these tomorrow. Right here on the Pennsylvania Cable Network. Day 2 of our coverage continues tomorrow at 12 noon. Duran misses the first.
And what makes it interesting here, if Chartiers Valley gets the ball, it's a short possession's all they need. So a deuce is all they need. They got a ton of time here at 13.1 seconds.
Dan Landy was in the game for defense. He comes out now as Sersasimo comes back in. As Tyreek Duran back to the foul line to try to make this at least a 2-point lead.
If there's a rebound and Neumann Goretti gets it, they want to get it right back out into the hands of Chenault.
And he makes the second. Timeout called Neumann Goretti. 65-63 is the score. As Duran goes 1 for 2, he's now got 7.
Okay, watch this. Ball fake. Take it up in the air. You get a good 3 from the side. That was Bird. And now watch the next one. Penetrate, kick it out, ball fake, step up, keep your feet solid, nothing but net.
That pulled these Colts to within a point. Tyreek Duran goes 1 for 2 on the opposite end to make it a 2-point game. So now, see how Tim McConnell plays this. Do you think he designs what he wants to do? Obviously, but is he going to get it up in the front court? He still has 2 timeouts left and call one when they get across half court.
Here's what he's going to say. He's going to come across half court. If he's got an open look, he's going to let him take it. If he doesn't, he's going to call timeout here in about 8 seconds. On the other side, if you're Carl Arigale, you're saying, okay, listen, make sure we've got McConnell covered everywhere. Don't leave him alone for the 3 or anything else. He can beat us. And the other thing is there are no free layups. If you see anybody open there, you bring them down. Nobody gets a free layup on the inside here to tie us up or even a chance to beat us.
Mustafa Jones and Tony Chenault right now sandwiching TJ McConnell on the inbound. And so Steve Berta will come back and take it instead. Berta will take it across half court with 7 on the clock. Kicks it to the corner.
Here we go.
Right back to McConnell. McConnell with 3 seconds to go for the lead. No good. Berta had the rebound. Knocked to the deck. And no foul called. The ball game is over. And Neumann Goretti is your Class 3A champion by a final score of 65-63.
Oh, man. I thought Bird, I'd like to see that one again. I thought Bird got fouled.
They got the offensive rebound momentarily. And Steve Berta had it in his hands, wanted to go back up with it. But he was denied. As Gary said, it looked like there may have been contact. And that quickly, Neumann Goretti gets the championship. And there you see the exchange between the coaches, Carl Aragale and Tim McConnell. Terrific basketball game. And Neumann Goretti, perhaps maybe a year later than they thought, wins the PIAA Class 3A championship at a final score of 65-63.
Like I said, it'd be nice to see that last play one more time. We're going to take a look at it. Take a look. Look at the scoreboard. The scoreboard will light up here. It's not a particularly good shot here by TJ. To watch this. Look at the clock. It's coming down. And the clock's still moving when he gets hit. Looks like there was a foul, but no call.
And so the clock expires and Neumann Goretti will take home the AAA championship. Last year it was won by Archbishop Carroll. Archbishop Carroll defeating Neumann Goretti, upsetting them after losing to them 3 times during the season. They lost to him in the PIAA quarterfinals. And Neumann Goretti getting revenge of that this year, beating the defending state champions in that same round and getting here to the Bryce Jordan Center and winning the state championship for another team out of the Philadelphia Catholic League.
What a fantastic game. I'll tell you what, and 2 coaches who kept the reins in on their players the whole time. They started to run a little bit, coaches pulled them back, coaches adjusted, and the players played a variety of games here tonight. I really liked what I saw from both teams. Very intelligent teams, which speaks well for the coaches in these programs. And I'll tell you what, Tim McConnell's over there telling his kids right now, hey, you know what? We just played ourselves one heck of a basketball game. And I'll tell you what, on the other side, you got Carl Aragale saying, guys, we just got put to the limit, and we showed what we were made of when we were coming down the stretch. Both coaches can be very, very proud of the basketball that was played on this floor here tonight.
Absolutely. It was not a whole lot of people gave Chartiers Valley much of a chance in this basketball game, but we talked with Tim McConnell before the game, and he said, you know, if things go our way, we think we could be okay. And we know if it doesn't, we could be in trouble. But they worked themselves into trouble early, but they got themselves out of trouble after that first quarter. Neumann Goretti got the big lead. Chartiers Valley changed it. The second half, it was dead even in terms of points scored at 33 apiece. But it was that difference of the first quarter that leads Neumann Goretti to the state championship by a final score of 65-63. It's medal time here in State College. It's tough for the losing team on the scoreboard. Neumann Goretti will get the gold medal, and Chartiers Valley will get the silver here at the Bryce Jordan Center. Our PA announcer, Jeff Smith, with the call.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to congratulate the runners-up from Chartiers Valley High School on an outstanding season. It's a huge accomplishment to make it to the championship game, and Penn State and the PIAA salute the hard work and dedication of all the athletes, coaches, and staff. Presenting the medals in District 7, Harry Orban, the Basketball Steering Committee, and from District 7, the female officials representative, Pam Cherubin. Also helping out from the U.S. Marine Corps, Sergeants Rollins and Ramsey. First of all, manager Barrett Herzer. Manager Joe Wather. Ball boy Matt McConnell. Guard Jeff Novak. Guard, Terry Coyne. Guard, Mike Boulos. Guard, Dom Giantini. Forward, Jordan Joseph. Guard, Bob Kearney. Guard, Dan Landy. Forward, Zach Wallace. Forward, Wayne Capers. Forward, Christian Coons. Guard, Stephen Berta. Forward, Matt Nazca. Guard, Anthony Sersasimo. Guard, TJ McConnell. Trainer, Shaylin Burton. Scorekeeper, Jack Doyle. Assistant Principal, Tom Samaski. Principal, Dr. Terry Flynn. Athletic Director, Frank Volcano. Assistant Coach, Kate Gannon. Assistant Coach, Sean Sherry. And Head Coach, Tim McConnell. The runner-up trophy is being accepted by TJ McConnell, Matt Nazca, and Anthony Sersasimo.
Put it up, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2010 PIAA Class AAA Boys runner-up, Char Valley High School. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the 2010 PIAA Class AAA Boys Champions from Neumann Goretti High School. Presenting the medals are District 12 Chair Robert Coleman, Vice Chair Michael Hawkins, and District 12 Basketball Chairman Joe Setti. Also presenting the trophies are Sergeant Rollins and Sergeant Ramsey from the Marine Corps. First up, Luis Del Velasco, Assistant Principal. Academic Advisor, Bill Stewart. Manager, Amer Sheffield. Manager, Maurice Hurd. Manager, Walt Thompson. Forward, Matt Rodden. Forward, John Davis. Guard, Hanif Sutton. Guard, Shane Thomas. Forward, Derek Stewart. Guard, Billy Shank. Guard, Lavin Fulton. Forward, Najee Burdell. Forward, Daniel Stewart. Guard, Mark Squilla. Guard, Mustafa Jones. Guard, Tyreek Duran. Guard, Tony Chenault. Assistant coach, Mark Del Bracco. Assistant coach, Mike Casey. Assistant coach, Don McGinley. Assistant coach, Kevin Lauer. Scorekeeper, Wayne Esposito. Assistant coach, John Moscow. And head coach, Carl Aragale. The championship trophy will be accepted by Tony Chenault, Tyreek Duran, Mustafa Jones, Daniel Stewart, and Mark Squilla.
Congratulations and representing Philadelphia. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2010 PIAA Class AAA Boys Champions from Neumann Goretti High School.
65-63, that's the final score with Neumann Goretti winning the basketball game. And Gary, you talk about fourth quarter basketball, and you always love the expression that's so appropriate of time and score and playing with the basketball with time and score. Neumann Goretti did exactly that to win this basketball game, plus going 6 for 8 from the foul line down the stretch that ultimately sealed it and playing real strong defense in that last possession, forcing McConnell to fire up an off-balance shot to go for the win.
Exactly right, and they also did a great job of getting to the front of the iron in the second half. 29-12 in fast break points and second chance points. That's a big number. On the other side, I thought Chartiers Valley did a great job of changing their character. They went 34-32 in the paint, which no one expected going to this game tonight, and managed to find ways to score by going to the middle of the floor in the second quarter. It was a great game. Both coaches did a wonderful job. The players were fantastic. I thought both teams showed why they were here at 29-1 and why they hadn't lost to a team in Pennsylvania yet this year. And playing a variety of styles here tonight and playing different speeds in the game. I thought it was a wonderful game to watch. I think people really were in for a great treat tonight, and they were not disappointed.
Absolutely. I mean, both teams adjusted to whatever it was that they had to do. Chartiers Valley obviously adjusted eventually to what Neumann Goretti is able to do, and they were with them point for point throughout that second half. A lot of people assumed that this would be a showcase for Neumann Goretti. Carl Aragale wasn't so sure it wouldn't be as well. Tim McConnell had other ideas. He was hoping if his team did what they thought they could do, that they could figure out a way to keep this game close, and that's exactly what they did, and everybody got their money's worth.
And I think the other thing, too, tonight, the stars came to shine in this game.
Yeah.
You know, you looked at Chenault stepping up, hitting his average, 18 points a game. You looked at McConnell on the other side getting 32. He averages 34. I mean, these guys all came out tonight. You see the play of Capers on the one side. You see Duran on the other side coming up with some big buckets. Stewart, fantastic job on the inside. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. Mustafa Jones shooting the three. It was fun to watch this game because everybody was showing off their wares as the game changed, ebb and flow. And I thought that was really what marked this game tonight was intelligence. And when the young Colts started to fly away and start shooting threes, the masters on the bench pulled them back and said, not yet. We got to get back to playing the game the way I want to play. And I thought, I'm not going to be cliched and say there were no losers on the court tonight because you had two fantastic teams out here. Someone's got to win, someone's got to lose. I know that and all that cliched stuff. But fantastic game tonight. And I tell you what, Neumann Goretti earned this trophy. And they've earned their ranking in the nation. And I'll tell you what, if they're number 7 or so, Chartiers Valley might be number 8 or 9.
Yeah, they're in the top 10 without a doubt. And we're not done. We've still got 4 more games of basketball coming your way on the Pennsylvania Cable Network beginning tomorrow at 12 noon. We'll have 4 games starting with the girls Class A championship, followed by the boys AA, and then 2 more tomorrow night as well. It's a weekend of basketball here on the Pennsylvania Cable Network. Day 1 wasn't bad. We're hoping for more here on day number 2. For my partner, Gary Sutton, my name is Bob McCool. Thanks for watching all day long, along with Jerry Fisher and Steve Bowen handling the girls' games. The final score once again in the boys AAA game goes to Neumann Goretti. The final score, the Saints 65, Chartiers Valley 63 for all of us with the Pennsylvania Cable Network. Thank you for watching high school championship basketball here on PCN. We'll talk to you from Penn State University tomorrow afternoon.